Alright, good day everyone, Steve Briggs here. This video will be based on creating an Access project file. To be more precise, a Microsoft Access project file. Okay, and what I will be doing also in this video, I'll be linking from the Microsoft SQL Server database into the Microsoft Access project file. Okay, so before we go into all this stuff where we set all the setting up of the actual project file, we just want to clear up a few things. The first thing you need to have installed on your system is Microsoft SQL Server installed. Now there are different variations. You have the 2005, the 2008, the 2012, like what I have here, and you have 2014. I choose to work with the 2012 version. Now I'll open it. When you setting up this Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, the critical thing is to remember your authentication process. What form of authentication you use. If it was the SQL Server authentication, you will have a login and a password. Make sure and document that properly and secure it. I use Windows authentication. In addition to what was said, you need to also install the server database engine. That also is available on the same site where you will be downloading the actual SQL Server Management Studio. It actually comes in separate files or in one compilation. Okay, so I'm going to connect now to my server. So as you can see here, database is security, server objects, replication management. So as you can see, I have just two databases here inside of here that I've created. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to Microsoft. Okay, yes, sorry, the other requirement you need here now is Microsoft Access. Now for me, I have two Access installed on this computer. I have 2007 and I have 2010. So for me, I'll be working with the later version, which is 2010, because whatever little hiccups it had in 2007, they rectified it and so forth. Okay, so open Access to 2010. Now we are going to create the Microsoft Access project file. The first thing you do, you have to put a name here. Put a name here. Put in linking customers as the name of my file. Do not click create as yet. When you create the name, when you put in the name, sorry, you click this folder here, this little folder, right, and this pop-up box here will come up. Now you go to the save as type. You can just click here on this box. You'll notice it highlight blue, so that means you can have it, their options, and you select Microsoft Access projects. Okay, this now is the Microsoft Access project file that we will be working on. You click OK, then you go to create. But before you click create, I just want a quick note here. Microsoft the Access project files, it uses the ADP extensions, as you can see. You see there's ADP extensions here. Also, the project file does not have like tables and queries. The SQL Server is what actually store this information, and basically this file is what you will use to view it and so forth. So yeah, okay, let us proceed. Create. Now here now it'll ask you, do you want to connect to an existing SQL server? Now I do have two SQL servers here already set up, so I don't want to shortcut the process of setting it up. So what I will do, I will click no. In the process of clicking no, by default I will be setting up a new server, and I will be going through all these settings and run throughs and so forth. Okay, so select no. Okay, now this came up here. This is the pop-up box that will come up. What SQL server would you like to use for this database? Now, as I was saying earlier, you will need the Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. As you see here now, this is the server here. This is the same server that actually came up here. Now if you can have actually more than one instance of servers running. You can have like 3 or 4, so you can get a variation. So one server may actually have an SQL with database with say medical records, another one may have other for sports, another one may have for family stuff and so forth. So for me here now, I have just one running. Trusted, use trusted connection. This will be my default setting, because in the process of authentication I use the Windows authentication, which is a trusted connection. If you untick this, by default you will be using the settings what you set up for that server, which is the login and password. Okay, so if it is you are using, if it is you set up your server with a login and password, you will have to untick this trusted and connection and put in your information here. Okay, but I will be using a trusted connection here now. From what we see here, the name of the file is Lincoln Customers, as you could see here, and you see the file is disconnected. But with this here now, it actually just added SQL to the end, which is not a problem. If you want, you can change the name, but for me, I will just work with the convention that they set here for me. Click next. Okay, it will take a little while. It won't take a day, but it may take less than a minute, about, let me see, 30 seconds or so. You may see that not responding coming up here. Even if it take, alright, okay, it came up. Well, okay, right. Now that says here that okay, that process went through, the database is actually created. Now if I go into the server here now, okay, and I refresh this, oh, it didn't come through as yet, sorry, that didn't come through as yet, sorry. Okay, oh, my bad, this is the information here I have to go through here now. Okay, it's now setting up the server. Alright, nice. So let's come back here now, refresh. Alright, this is it here now, Lincoln Customer SQL. So the database was created. So what we are seeing here now is that we are actually connected. Before on top here we're seeing disconnected. You wouldn't see connected, but we know for a fact we are connected. So what we are going to do now, we are going to link files. We're going to link the tables. Okay, so you come here and you click link tables. To get this, I'm going to go over that process again. We in home here, you click file, you come across the server, you click server, see link tables. Okay, so with here now, here is the part where we're going to link stuff and so forth. They ask what kind of link do you want to create. A linked server, that is the one that we will be using. Okay, that is the default settings that will come up. So we click next. Okay, what we are going to do here now is create a new source. Okay, a new source. So you click on new source. Right, what kind of data source do you want to connect to? Well, for us, we are working with Microsoft SQL Server. As we can see here, Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. So it is already there. Click next. Okay, the server name, now this is critical. The server name, which is this name here, close this, connect, which is my server name here. That is the server I will be using. Whatever is your server name that you want to connect to, you could have a list, you have to put it in, and you have to go through that process. If it is you used that server authentication here, you will have to use it to log in to that to log into the server. So if it is in the process of setting up the server here, you use that, as I said, that whatever information you had here, that is what you will have to use here to log in. But for me, I will use Windows authentication, because my server, actually you get into that server through the authentication, the Windows authentication. So a quick thing I do, for me, I just copy the name of the server, paste it in here. Okay, click next. Nice. Now they say select the database that contains the data you want. Now the thing about it is that we created a new database, Lincoln Customers SQL. Now that database doesn't have anything in it. It's going to be empty. It's like a shell, because I haven't put in anything in it. Just to show from here, if I come here and I go to tables, you see there are no tables. They're just this here. And I open this file now. Okay, So basically, as you can see here, there's nothing here. Okay, it's empty. The tables, I know they are empty. So what I will recommend, well, actually, for people who are now doing this, you will be in the same status then, meaning that you will have a blank database. It wouldn't have any tables or information. But for me, I actually had a previous database, which is Steve database. As you can see, the two tables here and so forth. Sorry, oh my. Okay, let's go back over that quick. Right, this is where we were. So this is my two information here, my two tables, information and purchase. I will select purchase because it has more information and so forth. Okay, click next. Now this here now will give you a description. This here will give you a description to help see where the file is and you know what the file is about. When you browse here, this will actually be where the file will save. This is the Office database connection. This is where the file will save. Okay, so if you want, you can save it here. It will go there. Once you click finish, you see the two tables here. It will come across by default. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to link these two tables. I'm going to bring them across. Yeah, click next. Okay, the link table wizard has all the information it needs to create in Microsoft SQL view for each table you have chosen. Okay, click finish, and what I do here now, I double click on this, and basically what is happening here now is that I am actually seeing the information that is within my database. So the database that we're actually watching the information from is Steve database, and as we go to tables, you see the purchase here. Select top 100. Okay, so as you can see down here, the names, and by just also these names are just random names. It's not people I actually know. I just made up the names, you know, just to give a demonstration and so forth. So you see Johnson, Dimitri, the price, VAT, so forth, so forth. If I come to this other one here now, this is the information database, information table, sorry. So to get back to that here now, information table here, select top 1000 rows, and there it is. See, you have the security, the different columns. This column is a security ID, email, location, day, and as I said, these things are just random, you know, just test data, then dummy data I put in here and so forth. So with all this here now, basically what I have done here now, I've created my Microsoft Access project file. You can save, no, I wouldn't save the object, I'm gonna save it. Okay, my file is saved. This is my file here, linking customers. I'm gonna cut it. Oh, I won't be able to cut it. Alright, okay, so I'll copy and paste it on my desktop, and basically that's it. We also have the file, the actual connectivity file. Let me see which part I placed it. Our data source. So this is the, you see, this is the file here. This is actually the connectivity file. Now I want to show you something here quick. With this file here now, you can open it in Excel, and you will actually pull all the information from the database into Excel. You see, right, so everything here came up, and as you can see, it is the same information that we have in Microsoft Access here. Is the same information that is showing inside of the file here. And basically that is it, because you have everything here, and yeah, that's the file there. That's the actual link that we did to the database and so forth. Okay, so everyone, thanks for watching.